Hey guys, Retro Reviews here with a Super Sentai video review now. I guess I can't really call this a Power Rangers toy video review because this isn't Power Rangers yet, this is just Super Sentai. But anyways, this is the DX Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger Mobirates. Well, as you can see here, we've got the, on the box we've got the Mobirates all opened up and looking awesome. A bunch of Japanese writing that I have no idea what it says. Sorry, can't help out there. But we got picture Captain Marvelous here. Down at the bottom we've got the copyrights approved by Toei Company and Bandai. And then we got the 3 Ranger keys that come with this. Gokai Red, Shinken Red, and Gokai Red. And it is a pretty big box. I mean, that's a huge box. And on the top here we've got other Red Rangers. In the middle we've got Gokai Red, who's holding his Gokai gun and Gokai saber, sold separately. And across here we've got the, you can't see that because I got reflective glare. We've got Shinken Red from Shinken Ranger, Gokai Red from Gokai Ranger, Geki Red from Geki Ranger, Magi Red from Magi Ranger, Deca Red from Deca Ranger. Over here we go to Hurricane Red from Hurricaneger, Gao Red from Gao Ranger, Tyranno Ranger from Jew Ranger, Vol Eagle from Sun Vulcan, and Aka Ranger from Go Ranger. And on the back or bottom we've got the whole team standing there looking awesome. Another picture of the Mobirates, more Japanese writing. That is the symbol or the emblem for Ranger Key toys. So if you ever see this, that means it comes with, or it works with the Ranger Key toys, all the other ones. So, and then there's the Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger logo, which is again, I don't know if you have to see all that, but that's Ranger Key, Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. Again, the Gokaiger logo and Ranger Keys series. Over here on this lip you've got all the previously stated Rangers doing some awesome poses. Over here we've got Captain Marvelous holding the Mobirates with the other 3, or with the other shot of the Mobirates toy. On the back here we've got another picture of the Mobirates. Same picture. The same picture of the Red Rangers. How to use the Ranger keys. Step 1, you fold the arms up and legs up, and then it's a Ranger key. And then you plug it in and turn it into the Mobirates and it does stuff. Over here a better picture of how you mess with the Ranger keys. And it has codes. It shows off the different codes that, or it shows off 3 of the different codes that you can do to make the Mobirates say, which I will go to later. Picture of the Mobirates with the Gokai Red key in there. And the other Ranger Key toys that are released at this time, at the time of this, was the Gokai Saber with Gokai Yellow, the Gokai Gun with Gokai Blue, why? And the Gokai Buckle with Gokai Green and Gokai Pink. Over here we've got another shot of Captain Marvelous or Gokai Red holding the Mobirates. And another picture of the Mobirates in Ranger Key series and the Mobirates words. I guess that's what that's supposed to be. And a bunch of Japanese, like, writing and detailing and stuff like here, this on the back, and right there it says what kind of plastics are used. For the Ranger keys, it uses ABS and PC, or that's for the actually I don't know which one's which, but wait a minute, no, for the Mobirates it's ABS and PC plastic, while the Ranger keys use ABS, PC, and PVC. And warning, choking hazard. And it takes 2 batteries, which that is AAAs, translated over to AAA in America. So when you open up this box, you're introduced by 2 things before taking the thing out. You're introduced into a bunch more Japanese writing, and one of the smartphone like barcode things, like you could take a picture of this with your smartphone and it sends you stuff, and a picture of the joint Gokai Gauking. Come over here on the other side and open it up. You got the same Japanese writing with the same picture, and you've got the Engino version for the joint Gokai. So now we get to take this out of the box after 6 minutes. Let's just set this back there for right now, and you're introduced by 2 more special things before you actually get to play with the toy, other than the packaging, which is like an egg carton. I am serious, that's what they use for the packaging in this, which is pretty nifty. I mean, this stuff is very durable and it won't break very easily, unless you're literally to snap it in half, but yeah. And then you got this cardboard protector, which in case something hits the front of the box, it's not going to damage the toy. And when you take this off, you got the instructions, which for a toy, to show you how to use a phone toy, they had to make pretty big instructions. And for the instructions, it shows you, do not pinch your fingers in this thing. And do not use it close to your face, you're going to get hurt. The features, it springs open, and keys turn, buttons push, and LED light in the center. How to use a Ranger key, again, in case you can't ever figure out how. More Japanese writing, lots more Japanese writing. Come back here, lots more stuff showing that you can use different Ranger keys. Again, for codes, and how to remove the Ranger key, how to do the versus mode, which I will show off later, but since we can't get into Japanese writing, I don't I forgot one little detail. It's a choking hazard. Alright, so now we get on to the toy itself, which here it is packaged, the Gokaiger Mobirates, which it's an awesome toy. Let's get the stuff out. Let's get the Ranger keys. And let's get the Mobirates out. Set that off to the side. I'll hold this up. And here's the Mobirates. Folded up, it's a phone. It's not the first phone that we've seen for a henshin device for Power Rangers or Super Sentai. But this is pretty much one of the cooler ones. I mean, for scale wise, ew, a booger got on it. I don't know how. Anyways, for size comparison, here it is with the current Power Rangers Morpher, the Samuraizer. And Samurais significantly smaller. You could flip them open, and significantly smaller. So set that off to the side. Let's go back to this. The detailing on this toy is awesome. You got a lot of awesome molded detail right through here. There's the speaker for the sound effects. You've got the Gokaiger logo imprinted on the back. More Japanese writing that I don't know how to say or read. Bandai 2010, made in China. Serial number. The on and off switch. Another weird symbol. I don't know. More detailing on the sides. A little. If you can see that. Excuse me. It's got like a lot of exposed bits out on this side that usually would be kind of stored away on a phone. But, yeah, well, it's a nifty little molded in feature that wasn't necessary. But you got the, and then there's like this nice texturized paint or plastic right here that's painted over red. And then this gold painted piece right here is just what really makes the toy look awesome. I mean, the paint that they used is really reflective. You can see that it just shines off in every which way, and it looks really cool. The display, it says Gokaiger. It's got the Gokaiger logo and full bars, an SD card, and a full battery, which this thing has like 5 bars of battery, which is nice. My phone hardly has 2. Anyways, some extra molded in detail right here, and the extra silver detail right through here, and complete with a green little piece right there that just shows that that's supposed to be a camera. And then there's another green arrow there, which is just there for detail. Now, to open up the phone, it's easy. You can either do one of two things. You can open it up like a normal phone, just like that, or you can do what they do in the show. Just extend it out, flick the wrist. It's a very loose joint right through here. I mean, it locks into place right there, but it locks in only... It doesn't lock in completely, so that way you could actually flip your wrist out and actually have the phone out, and then it locks into place a lot better there, so you don't just... Here. Okay, anyways, the detailing goes into further depths here with more gold paint, more red paint, this time using silver paint for the swords. A message, an inbox message, a music player, and camera are enabled on this phone. There's that green button, which was back over here. When you close the phone, the little green thing goes underneath. And yeah, some more gold bits, and then detailed like designs etched into the around the cylinder for the Ranger keys. A little red arrow in case you don't know which way to turn the key. Some more like texturized detail for that's painted over red, and these 4 buttons don't do anything, but everything else does. The call, end, pound and star buttons do nothing on this phone, but everything else does something else, which is nice, and I will get into that about that in a different video review, because this is about the Mobirates. I'm not gonna bash on another toy in this toy's review. So we're gonna go to turn it on. You take the little red switch back here and move it from the X position to the O position, and by doing that you get the activation noise. And then now you're ready to play with your Mobirates. Now, every one of these buttons actually does something, so just like that. Every button does something. The buttons make their own individual beeps, and then this button, when there's no code enabled into it, or no Ranger key in. It just does the ringtone. So that's the Mobirates. Just as the Mobirates, I'll get into codes later. Now on to the Ranger keys. Now I've figured out before in my Warrior Wheel review that this table is not very level. So here's the 3 Ranger keys that come with the set. You get, again, if you don't remember their names from me calling them off earlier, you get Gokai Red, Shinken Red, and Gokai Red. Why they decided to skip Gokaiger, I don't know. I'm not the one who made this toy, so I'm not gonna say, oh, they did this because I don't know. Don't ask. So let's go on to Gokai Red, since this is the one that we bought the toy for, pretty much. He's nice. All the Ranger Key toys are basic. Their heads are made of the PVC plastic, the rubbery kind of plastic. As you can see there, it actually bends a little bit. And the arms are also made of the PVC rubbery plastic. But it's done so solid that there's no warping, like hardly ever, to them. Everything else on this is ABS. There's 2 little screw holes on the back. You can actually take this thing apart, but I don't see why you would want to do that unless you want to change out this plastic key piece for a metal piece. But and then each one of the Ranger keys has a little number on it, which R stands for Ranger Key 001. So he's the first Ranger key in the set of Ranger keys. And the more detailing into him, he's got the white gloves, the cuffs around his boots, the black pants, which go to his red trench coat that goes down over his pants, which looks pretty cool, and the gold embroidered trench coat that he has with the black jumpsuit underneath with the Gokaiger logo. And his head has got his traditional Gokai Red look. It's got the pirate hat that actually is molded all the way around, and he's got the visor, which is molded and then painted over black. He's got the Gokaiger logo, which is actually painted silver. Oh, I'm gonna move the camera up a little bit, which is actually painted silver, but mine is starting to. Here, let me zoom in a bit. Never mind. Mine's actually starting to get a little... Okay, now it's out of focus. Yeah, but mine is actually starting to wear off a tiny, tiny bit. And then... So anyways, now into Ranger key form. Since this is... In case you kind of forgot already that I showed you 4 or 5 times how to change these into Ranger keys on the instructions. And I knew that was going to happen. So, take the Ranger key, you fold up the arms first. Please, fold up the arms. The arms always have to get folded up. I've seen so many people try to play with this toy, and they don't fold up the arms, and then they get a Ranger key that looks like this, and then they're like, well, I want to go in all the way. Well, you got the fucking arms in the way, idiots. So, yeah, it's not that hard of a concept to do. Fold up the arms, and then you take the legs and then fold them up to put it into a key. Now, all these little designs here, you'll find out later, are actually for plugging it into the Mobirates and getting the sound effects. Now, and that one over there is for what color you put into the Gokai Saber or the Gokai Galleon Buster, so that way it knows which color you put in. And so there you have the Ranger key, and this one's got the Gokaiger logo on it. Now we're going to take the Mobirates. There it goes. And in the cylinder, you take the Ranger key. Another thing, when you're holding the Mobirates and putting a Ranger key in, place it so this side goes in first, or goes in and facing this way towards the speaker. I've also seen a lot of people try to put it in and then just go, why can't I get the key in? What am I doing wrong? This toy is stupid. So yeah, you put the Ranger key in like this, and then once you push it in all the way, you get that noise. And then when you turn it clockwise, I've seen a lot of people try to turn it the other way too. You get the swords to pop open and to show the Gokaiger logo. Which, that looks pretty sweet. You also get the use of this button, which before, this button only did the ringtone for the phone. Now whenever you push it, you push it once for Gokaiger, for any of the Gokaiger keys, and it just says Kaizoku Sentai Gokaiger. Then you push the button again. Gokai Red! There, it knows which Ranger key you put in. It says Gokai Red for, of course, Gokai Red Ranger key. And to take it, so that's it for Gokaiger's key. Take it out, you turn it counterclockwise, and pull it out. And as you notice that there's sound effects for both for doing that. Now on to the Go-Onger key. Here's the Go-Onger key. It is of Go on Red. He's got the for detailing. He's got the seat belts down his sides like that, and the clip where they go together. He's got the Eagle one on his chest, and he's got the design for his mecha, the Speedor, on his head, and he's got little wheel tiny things here, which is pretty cool. And he's got the white gloves. And then he's got the red pants with the red boots, but he's got black cuffs over them. Turn it around. Same thing, but this time he is key R172 of the Ranger key series. And to change him into the Ranger key, it's the same exact thing. Just like that. And now you take the Mobirates. And if you paid attention, the Gokaiger power-up noise and the Go-Onger power-up noises were completely different. The Gokaiger noise, or the Gokaiger key, does a completely different noise after it shouts out Gokaiger than any of the other keys. All the other keys do the same. Do that same noise. And now, when you push the button, sadly, these keys only do one sound. So, you just push the button once. You get their roll call. And that was Sergio Nomos. Sorry about that, I kind of had a stumble. But anyways, pressing down the road of justice. Go-Onger. Or Engine Sentai Go-Onger. And, And you can interrupt the noises too by and turning the key and taking it out. And now on to the last key, Shinken Red. Now Shinken Red, same exact kind of thing going on. He's got all the detail to show off that it's Shinken Red, not Tyranno Ranger or any other Red Ranger, just because it's a Red Ranger key. So he's got the Shiba logo on his chest right there, and the samurai like robe design on his chest plate. He's got the fire kanji on his head that's actually white, or painted. It's molded on, then painted white, and then painted over black to make it look like it's outlined, which is actually really cool. He's got all this molded detail. If you could look closely, he's actually got the vents on the side of his helmet. He's got the black pants with the tiny little black cuffs, and he's got white gloves. And you come over here, he is Ranger Key 179. Go on Red was 172. So the 7 in between them are the rest of the Go Onger keys. So go on blue, go on yellow, go on black, go on green. Go on gold, go on silver, and the go on wings key will all fit in between Shinken Red and Go on Red. So now to change him into a Ranger Key, in case you forgot or weren't paying attention or thought it would be something different, same thing, just the little arms and then the legs. Now you take the Mobirates and you just And now for, sorry about that pause, but I kind of had a hiccup. For the roll call button, when you push it, it goes... The Samurai Sentai authorized by Providence. Samurai Sentai Shinkenger! Going forth! Is what that translates to. And so there's a Mobirates. Also, I forgot to point this out earlier, but this is all like really hard plastic, and then the buttons are actually done in the kind of like rubbery texture that buttons would have on like a game controller or something like that. So yeah, it's an awesome phone. Awesome toy. Now, there's one last thing I've got to point out, is the versus mode. And for a versus mode, which is the reason why it came with 2 keys that were side by side, and coincidentally appeared in a versus movie between the 2 of them. If you plug in the code 0000 and hit the star up here, now you just take one Ranger key from a versus movie and plug it in first. It doesn't matter which one. It's just going to repeat the same phrase until you put in another Ranger key. And trust me, it took me forever to figure out how to get that versus mode code to work. I could have consulted the instructions, but I decided not to bother because these instructions were Japanese. So yes, I was stumped by one thing in this toy, but this toy itself is amazing. How it's supposedly a toy, but in American standards, this is like not a toy. This is like an actual piece of machinery. I mean, seriously, how hard would it be to make a phone that was just like this, or try to put phone electronics into this and actually make it work like a phone? I mean, it wouldn't be that difficult, I don't think. Would it? I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, I guess. Also, funny little thing back here is this little black button right here on the gold paint is where when you plug in a Ranger key and turn it, down here, that little tiny gray thing that's in there, that one will rotate up and hit that button there, which will then cause the sides to come out. So yeah, awesome toy. Awesome toy. If you could get one, I highly recommend it. If you can find one for cheap, get it. It is about around 60 bucks for 50, 60 bucks. I got mine about around there, but that was a nifty little adventure. And so, awesome toy. I do recommend you getting this if you can find one. If you're a true Super Sentai fan, or just getting into it, or you've liked Power Rangers for so long, and I'm glad that they're deciding to do Pirates, get the phone. I mean, these things are actually pretty nice. I love these toys because they're just so cool to have around, and then just, it's an awesome toy. If you could find one for cheap, I highly recommend it. I will do another video review showing off the codes, so that way you guys can understand exactly how everything else on this toy works. So this is Ratchet Reviews. I will see you guys next time, and hope you guys like this video review. There will be plenty more to come, so see ya.